We wanted a way that agents could hone their craft and be a part of a larger community, get the resources they need and information they need to know. We cover relevant topics in the industry that will help you close more sales. We talk to top producers and industry leaders to share knowledge and best practices from around the country. So if you want to make more sales, then listen up, because we're dropping gold. Okay, hey guys, this is Eric with Medicare Supplement University, and I'm so excited today for our very special guest, the fabulous Gaylan Hendricks. She is the founder of Senior Security Benefits, one of the largest FMOs in the country, and a good friend of mine. We've been working together for quite a while now with different products, and one of the great things is that, back in the day, we were technically competition as FMOs, but she's always been so gracious and so humble to always want to share knowledge and information, which is really what the university is all about. And so I'm excited that she's here today to talk about something really awesome, which are products that I think a lot of Medicare agents leave on the table. And that's what to do when there is a spouse who is not of Medicare age yet, that needs to look for something. So many of us leave that on the table, and Gaylan actually helped design products that will specifically fill that need as an alternative to the Affordable Care Act. So, Gaylan, thank you so much for being on this podcast with us. And I want to, if you don't mind, for you to tell them a little bit about your beginnings, who you are, and how you got to the process where you are now actually designing products that all of us as brokers are using.
Fantastic. Thank you for having me today. I'm always excited this time of year. It's the most fun time of our year. It's the most stressful, but the absolute most fun time. But yeah, what we've done is we've tried to make sure that when an agent is in the house or calling in the house, that he doesn't walk out, leaving them exposed to insurance opportunities that he could have had that would also make him a better living, but also make his customers sleep better at night. And so we kind of started coining this expression almost about a year and a half ago, called spouse in the house.
Love it.
And even though it's very Dr. Seuss, it works. And you got to say Dr. Seuss was one of the smartest guys out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he kept it simple. And that's what we try to do. We keep it very, very simple. So when you're guys, I want to talk a little bit about who I am, and then we'll get into the sales presentation, if that's okay with you today, Eric.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since 1987. Founded SSPI in 2003 is when we really started marketing heavily. So a lot of insurance experience, but what I really love about this business is the sales part of it, and showing other guys like you and gals and operations how they can add more to their bottom line while taking care of their customer at the same time. So kind of got coined the Queen of the Bundle sale not too long ago, and I'm very proud of that title. I think it pays better than Miss America, so we'll just go with it. So here's a little bit about what I've learned. Since we've started bringing this sales process into our operation, we average about 2.5 sales per client. So we make sure that we offer Medicare, obviously. We make sure we offer an under age 65 product to take care of that other spouse in the house. The other product that we offer is another product we designed for Aetna called the Cancer, Heart Attack, and Stroke Policy. The wonderful thing about spouse in the house there is that we're able to save our over age 65 clients a lot of money when they've got somebody younger than them. A lot of times they get double the benefit or a cheaper price, depending on whichever way the agent needs to go to take the better care of his client. The other plan we offer is one that's always asked about, and it's dental, vision, hearing. The more of these clients that are going to be sticking with their Med Advantage plan, they do have some dental benefit in there, but they don't have enough. And a lot of times they don't have any vision. And between those two alone, you're almost always going to end up with a sale when you're that guy or gal on the phone if you have those 4 products. So we'll kind of talk about those today. I know you've got scheduled for us to do a role play later on. I'm really excited about the guys and gals working with you hearing that. And hopefully we're going to have a fantastic AEP. So once again, thank you for having me today. And let's get this party started.
Absolutely. And, just for everyone who is listening to kind of speak more to her experience, on top of, training many, many, many brokers and other agencies how to do this, she has her own in-house agents that are there calling day in and day out doing
Absolutely.
this. And so everything that she's going to tell us, she puts into practice. And so, which is, again, for me also having my agency with in-house agents, it's a great, great fit to be able to learn how to offer these products because, again, as I said earlier, there's so much money that's left on the table and so many times you're leaving clients exposed if you're only the agent helping with Medicare. And in fact, this coming Monday, I have an appointment with one of my clients that I wrote on Medicare, and the spouse had the group plan, but she just got laid off. So she's losing the group, and she's calling me asking, hey, what can I do? Because so far I've looked a little bit into the Affordable Care Act and the premiums are kind of astronomical. And I said, fortunately, we have a solution.
That's right.
So we're definitely excited.
She's going to turn 65 one day.
Yeah, she's 5 years away.
You got a customer waiting.
That's it. And that's the beauty of this is, again, you get to cover them. And in the meantime, they're way more protected. You've been able to make a good living from that. But then she becomes your Medicare client in the future. And she starts referring more people to you because you're not just the Medicare person anymore. You do it all. And that's really what helps.
And let's not forget, I've been selling cancer policies since 1992. Almost every insurance company we know has cancer policy. But they sit on their shelves because agents, you can only talk about travel so much. If a client's sick with cancer, travel is not really where they're going to get hurt. They're going to get hurt on prescription drugs. So I think the great thing about what you guys are doing in your Medicare University is making sure that your agents know how and when to offer these products. And since I've been doing it since 1992, yes, I hate telling my age, but the cool thing about that is we get to now show all of our new guys and gals how to make a really good living at showing how to solve problems for these seniors by using the spouse in the house advantage, just like we do in Medicare supplement selling, but adding more products. And guess what? When a client buys a cancer product from you, they're not going to drop it.
Yeah, the stickiness on those is pretty dang good. And the thing is, so many agents, for some reason, especially when you get into Medicare and you decide that that's going to be your main product, they get, I don't know if the word is scared or I don't know. For some reason, they do not ask about these other products that we still need to use, especially Medicare Advantage agents. I think that's one of the easiest cross-sells for cancer is with Medicare Advantage plans. But for some reason, a lot of agents won't ask for that. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's two reasons. Let's talk about Med Advantage first. The agent's done a really good job of talking about zero premium. Now he has to introduce a premium product. So if he's done so well talking about zero premium, he's like, I don't want to bring that up. The problem with that is you're leaving your customer exposed. They're being exposed to the dangers of chemotherapy and radiation around $6,700 out of pocket. And that's 1 year. So it's better to talk to the client now about a $30 monthly premium and build them a comprehensive product so they can sleep at night. They're buying zero premium 9 out of 10 times because in their mind, they can't afford a premium product of $165, right? So if you sell them a plan and you package it right and they're only out $30 to $45, then if they are that 1 out of 2 men or that 1 out of 3 women, you, the agent, Eric Fierro, is not getting the phone call going, hey, you didn't tell me I got to pay $6,700. Now, we all know the agent did tell them, they read the disclosure, but the client heard what? Zero premium. Can you afford your zero premium product? The client's going to say, yeah, it's zero until you use it. Mm-hmm. And then it could be $6,700. So I always tell agents, look, you're better off if all they've got is $30 offering the cancer, heart attack, and stroke policy, because that's the larger exposure. If they go in there and have a crack your chest open, heart surgery, ambulance, the whole 9 yards, they're going to be out around $1,400, $1,500.
Yeah.
But if they buy a cancer plan, they're saving that $30 to use for something that's true exposure. And if they get diagnosed in August, they're not going to have treatment till September. The chances of them just being out $6,700 is not realistic. They could be $6,700 out times 2 years, because we know that Med Advantage plan does what? It resets. On the Med Sub side, it's prescription drugs. And our agents are so used to companies coming in and saying, hey, what if you want to travel to MD Anderson? What if you want to travel to the Mayo Clinic? The problem is that customer, they're just wanting to save their lives. And lots of times in this day and time, it's a prescription drug. Well, I don't care if you have an MAPD or a PDP. They work the same. There's no maximum out of pocket. You're going to be paying for that prescription drug. There's one drug out there that one of your fellow friends, Justin Broad, got me, is $25,000 a month.
Jeez.
The customer's exposure on catastrophic was $1,295. Well, $1,295 is a senior's income.
Yeah.
If you take 3 months of that income, what happens to you if you lose 90 days of income? That's huge.
That's way big.
So we as the agent, we just have to open up the lines of communication. Sometimes it's a question. Sometimes it's just like, Mrs. Jones, if you were going to be one of those three out of women that had cancer, do you have $6,700 sitting in your bank account?
That's right. And let me actually ask you a question and let me make sure that I'm right on this. But when a Medicare Advantage plan has prescription drug plan built into it, right? An MAPD, the co-payments on those prescriptions, they don't go towards your out-of-pocket, do they? Towards your out-of-pocket max?
So what happens is you go through your normal PDP range, so they'll cover them up till you hit the most infamous donut hole.
Right.
And then guess how much they pay when you're in the donut hole? Zero.
Right.
Then you hit catastrophic. You're still out 5%. So the question is, first of all, do you know how your PDP really works? Do you know how your MAPD really works? And be that educator. Most of the guys I'm sure that we're talking to in this podcast are probably going to be guys on the phone or, probably phone, right? They're calling in, but
there'll also be kitchen table.
Yeah, there's some still kitchen table sales. But the guys on the phone, we have to be quick and we have to be fast because we don't want to lose the client's interest on the phone. But when we're in front of them, it's kind of the same thing. Nobody likes to hear, I'm going to get cancer.
Right.
They don't want to hear it. But the odds are 3 out of 5 get cancer, 1 out of 20 go in the hospital. But the minute we turn 65, we're worried about our hospitalization insurance. We're not worried about how prescriptions are going to work if we get cancer. We're not worried about that. We're not trained that way as a consumer. But our job as agents is to start training our consumers that way. And by using Spouse in the House, the great thing about the Aetna product is the Aetna product is going to allow them to use that youngest spouse's age. And it makes a world of difference on the premium.
Huge.
And when that client sees I'm saving money, then they go, oh my goodness. If the agent's thinking clearly, he's going to go, let's use this savings and let's buy your dental vision hearing. Because I see you've got glasses on and I see your wife's got glasses on. Let's make sure we use that money to get you a dental vision hearing. And like you said earlier, if you have 3 products on that client, they're going to stick to you. The stickiness of all of those products become invaluable because when that other competing agent calls in, they don't want to do business with Gaylan. They want to keep doing business with Eric because you took really good care of them. But what happens if you don't cross-sell is the worst problem. I'm going to call your client. I'm going to say, hey, did Eric and you go over the gaps in your plan? That's what my call center here is going to do. And they're going to say, what gaps? And we're going to say, did he ask you if you can afford your zero premium plan? And
you know what? That's a great phrase. Pay attention to that phrase. Use that because that is great. Can you actually afford your zero premium plan? On the surface, we're thinking, well, of course, it's zero premium. It's free. No. Can you afford it?
It makes them listen, right? Exactly. And that's all we want. We want the client to listen to us. And then when they say, well, what do you mean it's zero? Or it's $32 or whatever that area may be, then you get to explain if you're that 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3 that gets cancer, because the last time I checked, we all talk to men and women. So we have a statistic to give them. 1 out of 2 men, 1 out of 3 women. It used to be 77% of cancer was in 55 and up. Now it's 87%. 87% of the cancers are in people 55 years and older. That's your clientele right there. If we find out there's a spouse in the house, oh my goodness. The agent goes from 0 to hero in a New York minute because he's able to show them another savings. There's nothing better when you're in a sales relationship to be able to say, I just saved you more money. I just saved you more money. Now I'm diversifying your health insurance. As before, all your money was going to a plan F. Now your money's going to a plan G, and it's going to go to a cancer plan, and it's going to go to a dental vision hearing. And now if any one of those 3 things happen, you're protected and you get to sleep better at night. When you're on the phone, I think the greatest asset on the phone is when you get a client trusting you. Yeah. If you can get a client trusting you and you can show them value, hey, I sold you a great Medicare supplement today. Hey, I sold you a cancer, heart attack, and stroke today. Hey, I enrolled you in a dental vision hearing. Now, the most famous letters in my career are BTW, and they stand for by the way. By the way. And it's, if you'll remember, by the way is your segue to taking their worries away. If you just have that in your head as an agent, every single time, it will make you ask. It will make you give your client the protection that not only did they not know they needed, but now once they have it, they go, wow, you know what? I don't really need to do business with anybody else because no one's ever taken the time to educate me and explain to me what it is. Yeah. Now you got Miss Jones totally taken care of, and you find out she's 65. She just turned 65, and she's married to a 55-year-old. Great news for her, by the way. I'll just throw that one out. But the cool thing is when you look at the plan design of the product and you see that you're saving her money on her cancer product because she's in the prime years that those things are going to start happening to her. But then you go, by the way, who is your husband's health insurance with? Oh, well, you know, we couldn't afford it. Well, what do you mean you couldn't afford it? You want her to explain that to you. You don't want to immediately go, I've got a great plan, because then you sound like the normal sales guy. You need to say, what do you mean you can't afford it? She's going to tell you that they tried to get either group coverage or an ACA plan. And at that age, on a 55-year-old, that's $1,200 a month.
Jeez. So
she's going to tell you, we couldn't qualify or we couldn't afford it. Either one of those are music to our ears. Yeah. Because then we know those plans are rolled out, and then we get to step into, do you want temporary or permanent insurance on your husband? If they say permanent, you're great. You're going to go right into the affordable choice sale. Right. If they say temporary, then you're going to go, okay, let me explain to you what temporary is. Temporary is a short-term medical. And it's great for people who really need a short-term medical. It's not always great for the 55-year-old where things start breaking down. So you want to make sure you have permanent insurance. Right now, you always have the out that if you ever needed to go to Obamacare or an ACA plan, you could, because we know when open enrollment is. But we also don't know when that's going to go away, right? Right. So we want to make sure we don't leave our clients hanging. And even though short-term medical is a great option for a lot of people, it's a great bridge if they're coming off of a true group plan or a true ACA plan. Maybe they need that just to understand what their options are. But you need to call that client back in about 90 days after they're on that short-term medical and ask them if they still want to stay on temporary or if they want to be on permanent insurance. And then when you talk to them about permanent insurance, because it's such a lower premium, you have a lot of clients that will just literally, that can't be real.
Yeah.
You're lying to me. There's no way that can be real. Well, in the affordable choice, we actually put claims examples because we want an agent to be able to send that PDF to their client and have their client look at that and go, oh, okay, I've known people that have been in the hospital for 7 days and not know what's wrong with them. Well, when a client can see that in black and white from the insurance carrier and it backs up everything you've said, there you are again, the hero.
Yep.
Now you take that and you've got them a cancer plan, you have got them a DVH plan, you have now taken care of that client for a third or sometimes less than a third of what just the ACA plan was. We also have a great out-of-pocket protection plan that we layer in with the affordable choice. So a perfect example is, and we'll show this in other segments with you, Eric, where a client goes into the hospital, they literally on day one could end up with $11,350 when the average daily hospital is $967.
That's a lot of extra cash.
And no deductible.
Yeah.
No co-insurance. And the insurance company has to pay that. It doesn't matter what the bill is from the hospital. The insurance company, by law, still has to cut them that check.
Right.
That's big money. Now, if they had tests done or they had some radiology done, they still got money to pay for it. And let's say they come out of the hospital owing $2,000. What's any different than that if you'd had a $6,700 with one of the big name products? You've got to pay the $6,700 before $1 kicks in from the bigs.
Yep.
Well, if your bills that day in the hospital were $4,000, $5,000, you're out that money plus all the premium you've been paying for that health insurance. So it's just a way of understanding how the product works, how to layer them, but more importantly, how to ask your client for that opportunity to show them something different that they've never been shown before.
Well, I think with that, guys, it's about time to get into it. So, that's going to basically wrap it up for this segment here, because we want to start actually showing you just how awesome these products are so that you can start basically learning how to offer this and open your mouth and talk to your clients about this incredible opportunity that's out there for us as agents, and help fill that void for all these people out there that they actually think that Affordable Care Act is their only option right now. We need to go out there. We need to start acting like heroes and saving the day. So let's get started with the next segment. Guys, catch us on the university. If you want to see how the product is laid out, how to offer it, and then also see her sell me on this beautiful product, a product bundle, let's call it, because she is the bundle queen, to get signed up on the university so that you can go and watch the rest. All right, guys? So until next time, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.